I would just look. What's that over there, hanging up on those hangers? They're so beautiful and colorful. I was just attracted. Huge range of bright colors, and the fabric was so soft, shiny. There were beautiful patterns on so many of the garments, woven patterns and also dyed patterns. It looks like painting on cloth. It was beautiful and soft to touch. Very attracted to the red in particular because it was like deepest red, dyed on cloth. It was like a lead and lead. Unlike the usual diffusion of fashion, the first wearers of a Western dress are the people who are usually last in the diffusion of fashion. So elderly men wear Western clothes, the government and then the administrative class and the soldier and the post office workers and these people go into uniforms, which is a political stance to join Western nations. And women played with it for a little while in a Meiji period, but then up to the Second World War, most Japanese women were still wearing a kimono. Western clothes was there, but the kimono line has not stopped. But then, after the war, during the occupation, Western clothes is sold to Japanese people as being practical, and so a generation grows up where our school children have worn Western clothes, and their parents start to wear Western dress after the war, and the generation grows up in Western dress for the first time. Whereas pre-war, people grew up in kimono, so the natural line of a mother teaching their daughter to dress, just dressing them, and then them dressing themselves is broken. The history and culture of alcoholic beverages are very interesting. We can survive without sake, of course, without beer or wine, but they make our dinner even tastier and help us to relax and have fun with our friends and family. Speaking about the origin of alcohol beverages themselves, it is believed to be have happened about 3000 BC. It has been decoded that wine and beer were made and consumed in ancient Mesopotamia, which is presented day Iraq, as well as Egypt. Nowadays, these areas has many Muslims and drinks alcohol is not halal for them. Some of you might think that wine and beer are from European countries such as France and Germany, but they are not. Alcohol beverages, including sake, have been produced all over the world. Or that distilled liquor was taken for the prevention and the treatment of the plague in some European countries, including Spain and France, in the 12th 13th centuries. Wine from Europe is famous, but North America and South America also produce a good quality wine. I did hear some of my friends complain about hangover from sake. Maybe they did drink too much, but there is one thing I would like to highlight: is the percentage of alcohol in a sake is slightly higher than in wine. It can be up to around 20%. So if you drink sake the same as you would wine, you will be taking more alcohol and thus more likely to get a hangover. What I can advise you to do is to drink more water when you have sake. It helps a lot, trust me. In Singapore, if you get drunk and sleep in public, you will get caught by the police. Be careful. In India, dry day means you cannot buy or order any alcoholic beverages that day. Dry day. If you love to drink and go in India, check which days will be dry day. Sake is stronger than wine. That means sake can be the base of cocktails. Have you heard of a samurai rock before? It is a simple sake and lime cocktail. If you want the original taste of sake, you can enjoy it on the rocks with water or soda. You would never add water to grape wine. But for sake, brewers actually add their water before bottling to create a smoother taste. So it is totally no problem if you want to add some water yourself. In fact, brewery workers themselves often add water. Then when they consume sake in their private time. If you do happen to get a hangover, have an ice tonic drinks and rest well. There are some sake breweries outside of Japan. You can find them in Asia, some called South Korea, China, and Vietnam. So it is time to simply start calling it sake instead of Japanese sake or Japanese rice wines. By the way, sake is not the official name according to the law in Japan. The official name of its Seishu clear sake. I assume that most Japanese people don't know that because they call that sake Nihonshu in Japanese. Originally, sake was cloudy, meaning so you could see bits of light in the liquid. It looked similar to a Korean drink, makgeolli. We still have cloudy sake. It is just not as common as it used to be. The cultivation of rice is popular in the East and Southeast Asia. Therefore, making alcoholic beverages from rice doesn't only happen in Japan, but actually it is said that the first alcoholic beverage in Japan was grape wine. The process of sake making is complicated. It wouldn't occur naturally because sugar is needed to make alcohol. Remember when you have rice? Does it have a sweet taste? No, right? But when you chew a little longer, you begin to feel its sweetness. This is because the enzyme found in saliva converted the starch into sugar. As long as sugar is there, alcoholic fermentation can be done. The origin of sake making is called kuchi kamizake, mouth-chewed sake. It sounds a little bit gross. Some people who have the impression that it's a disgusting are likely to have the poor images of hygiene, such as getting something out of your mouth. Alcoholic beverages are originally made without bacteria, and so are mouthfuls of sake. However, hygiene is still a concern. While some people have an image of not being so good at it, there were some who said that they would like to try it. Water and rice are prepared, and the men and the women chew the rice and spit it into a special container. When the aroma of sake comes out, they gather together again, and those who spit it in and drink it. The main food items are starch, containing the food such as rice and other grains and potatoes, amylase and saliva saccharify the starch, and while the yeast ferments the sugar to produce alcohol. The only factor Western dress could win on was practicality. It couldn't win on fashionability. Kimono still embodied fashions, and right through the 13th and 14th, there were lots of new fashionable kimono. And then in the 15th as well, fashion, he beautiful fashion illustrated of a Western dress, but still lovely fashion illustrations of kimono as well. It was different from kimono before the war. It was influenced by Western dress and more practical, less emphasis on the seasons, on the designs, on the kimono, big, bold, geometric patterns that you could wear at any times of the year, and the short sleeves, white collars. Kimono fashion was still evolving and changing and go on, but as everyday dress had wrought out of a Western dress, it became too special and separated from everyday life, and people began to think of it as only for the ceremonies. So it became kind of the upper middle classes, I feel like. The market is changing. A few years ago, you only saw people going to weddings and people going to tea ceremony and ikebana and flower arrangement. So they are wearing for social functions. Those is and because as I like the kimono. But now those are social functions, but people are wearing it because they want to wear it. They are wearing it because they like it. And also another thing that's interesting is that when I studied, everybody's worn suits for graduation ceremony, but now everyone wearing kimono. There are ways that kimono is coming back. They definitely coming back. Wearing kimonos badly is okay. No one has any right to tell you off for wearing a badly. If you're walking up in the street to someone in Western dresses and said, "Hey, you are wearing that sweater so badly," well, I've never seen anyone look so awful in jeans. That would be so rude. But for some reasons, there are some older women in Japan that think it's okay to criticize other people's kimono dress. It's not okay. Everybody has to wear it badly first. So even if you wear it badly, go ahead, wear it. And the only way to get better is to wear it a lot. And it's okay. No, not everyone is gonna be a super fashionista in kimono, just like there is only a few people who are super fashionista in Western dress. So just wear it and go ahead and do it.